Are you living the Delaware beach lifestyle? You can't live at the beach and do nothing. This up-and-coming year-round area has lots to offer. Find out where to eat, play, and serve. Living the ultimate dream.
Welcome to the 302 Lifestyle Beach Podcast. We have Molly, McKennedy, and Dylan and Daisy here. And we are so excited. We have a life changer in our midst. She is just rocking people's lives, impacting the community and all these people. I mean, she has over 40 people right now that she's working with, but just an incredible amount of energy and drive, and just somebody that just looking at some of the stuff she's doing, you can really look up to. And just to list a couple of things here. I mean, Molly is just so passionate about what she's doing, but she was a world-class duathlete, college cross-country runner, certified health coach. She's got a bachelor's in exercise and sports studies, a mother of 3 nonetheless, and a wife to an amazing husband, which I think that gets the cake right there.
Yeah.
No, but Molly, you are just awesome, and we're so excited to have you on, and so people can learn more about you and maybe connect with you. So, Molly, I know you're in the 302 area. How did you get here? Kind of tell us a little bit of your story of how you ended up doing this.
Yeah. Well, first of all, so grateful to be here, you guys. Love what you're doing, and just love how you're connecting people in this awesome community. John and I chose this community actually a couple years ago. We were living in Baltimore at the time, which is a couple hours from here. And we realized that's not where we wanted to retire. So we started thinking big, where do we want to be? Our family is all over the country. So it didn't make sense to move close to family because they're just everywhere. We were looking for a destination location. We have 3 kids, as you mentioned earlier, and we really wanted a place where, as they go out into the world and start to live their life, they have a place that they can come to where there's things to do. They can. It'll be like a visit mom and dad plus vacation.
That's funny.
So we landed in Delaware, of course, because we were looking at cost of living and, proximity to things. And we were kind of looking at, Texas or Delaware as far as taxes go. They're both great states for that. And because 2 of my 3 kids are actually on the East Coast, that was kind of our push to, stay on the East Coast. So that's how we got here.
Now, Molly, just to touch on moving here, because we're getting a ton of people moving here. I mean, just around our house, there's 12 developments popping up. Super crazy, but super awesome because we're getting all these different backgrounds and cultures and all these different people moving here. So kind of go through that process a little bit, because there's so many people coming here, and if they may be listening before they make the plunge, or if they've been visiting here once a year, what was that like for you? Just kind of diving into that, where now you're here and it's more of a year-round town than it was 10 years ago. But
right,
how'd that look like for you?
Well, for us, John and I knew exactly what we wanted, and so it really comes down to creating that list of what's important to you. I'm going to brag a little bit about the development that I live in called the Estuary. So shout out to the Estuary.
It's a good one.
We chose this development because when we came here, after looking at a few other developments, we loved NV Homes. First of all, they're one of the builders in our development. And so we chose an NV home, but the actual development, I feel like I'm on vacation. Our clubhouse has a fully functioning gym, which that was on the list. I wanted a gym. If I had the choice to have a gym in my neighborhood, I was going to take that opportunity. We have an awesome swimming pool, tennis courts, and really just the community as a whole is a more active lifestyle community. And you could feel that when you came here. And so I think for people moving into the area, I mean, moving is always stressful. It's one of the most stressful things you can do. So just know that. But making sure you pick the right development. And the only way you can do that is to know exactly what your priorities are. We also chose to live 4 miles inland. We didn't want to have to deal with the threat of hurricanes. That's just a personal thing. So that's why we are about 4 miles in from the coast.
I love all that stuff, and you nailed it. That's when we hear people moving here, that's pretty much the top points. Looking for a great place. So if you're looking, estuary seems like a good spot. And taxes are probably the number one thing. I hear people moving from Maryland and PA and all these places are like, I'm escaping the high taxes. So
yes, cool. Yes. Our property taxes were just, oh my gosh. It was, we almost threw up every time we were writing that check.
So now you got into, you had an incredible, you started when you were young, like 19, and you were just super involved with being an athlete. And then it kind of transformed into this where you're taking through people their own journey of becoming healthy and coaching and all that. So how did that transform into that?
Wow. Yeah, I've really been on a long journey. I actually started my running career at age 16. And I had met my husband then too. So that's kind of cool. He introduced me to running and he got me into triathlon. And it was really the first thing I was good at. And it gave me confidence. And so I sort of latched onto it. And, I competed all through college. I was a, collegiate runner and got me a scholarship, did a world championship duathlon. Just an amazing experience as a young person. So I am glad that I latched onto that. It kept me out of trouble. But when it came time to go to college, I wasn't really sure what I wanted to do. I knew I wanted to get a 4-year degree, and that was kind of the expectation, really. And I felt fortunate that was something I was going to go be able to do, but I just didn't know quite what I wanted to do with my life. So I chose to stay within the realm of the human body and athletics, and I chose to get a degree in exercise and sports studies. And after I graduated, we immediately began our family. We had gotten married during my college years. And when I was graduating, I was 6 months pregnant with our first child. So, and it was planned, that we wanted that. We were ready to start a family. And so I ended up staying at home with her. And then we had 2 more children. I kept thinking, I'm going to go become a personal trainer or, something in that realm. But we kept having kids, and I decided, well, I guess I'm going to have an in-home daycare here with my own children for a couple years. So really, I was a stay-at-home parent. Fortunately, I just had the luxury to be able to do that because John's job financially provided for our family so that I could do that. And by the time my kids were, about 3 years ago, really, my kids were getting older, that late teenage years where they need you, but like they don't need you. And I was working part-time at a gym in the Baltimore area. And the gym owner approached me with this health coaching business. And he's like, you would be great at this. You've got to check it out. And I checked it out, and the rest is history. That I love this so much because, I'll go back. The reason I didn't become a personal trainer is because I had dabbled in that a little bit. And as much as I love personal training, and there's such a value, there's a great reason to have personal training. When you watch that client walk out the door, what are they doing? Like, I don't know what you're doing. I just spent an hour with you and I don't know what you're doing when you leave. And not that we're controlling people, but the health coaching program that I assist my clients through empowers them. It gives them the tools that they need for their lifestyle. We start by helping people with an easy, structured nutrition plan. So that's number one. If you can help people get the weight off that they want to get off, and then focus on those other areas of their life. So this is really a complete plan, and it does incorporate in healthy motion. And that's where it kind of does overlap with personal training to a degree. Although I'm not standing in a gym with people, I'm actually supporting them online.
Okay, so, and I'm really glad you said all that, because some people, including myself even, may not know the difference between a health coach and a personal trainer. So we've had a couple of personal trainers on, and what I'm hearing is the biggest difference is, and this is my experience too, as being on the other side of being personal trained, is that you're in there for an hour, you're doing great, and all of a sudden you leave and you go back to the same lifestyle, the same mental habits and all these things, and you don't really have somebody in your corner kind of encouraging you, giving you tips and tricks, and kind of maybe walking you through what your life can change into as a whole lifestyle, rather than, okay, let me just show up for an hour, I'm going to pause everything in my life and I'm going to work out for an hour. And some of them give you like meal plans and stuff, but for the most part, I think you nailed what I experienced being on the other side of personal training. So with this though, you're really kind of diving into the real nitty gritty stuff and walking them through. So walk that through with me and Daisy. How would that look if once I sign up with you and you're a health coach? Walk me through how that looks.
Yeah, no, I'd love to. Thank you for asking. So we have a 4-component system. So it's a very robust system. The first component is the one-on-one support from a health coach. So if you're being supported by me, what that means is you and I are walking through your process together. It means that I'm holding you accountable, and I'm also in your corner. I'm your cheerleader. We're checking in once or twice a week on a phone call or video chat. And that's just to make sure that, you're getting the results you're looking for, and doing a systems check. Are you doing the right things to get you those results? So that's my role. That's how I support my clients. Number 2 is we actually have a habit development system in place for our clients. I tell people, there is an educational component to this program. So you really want to make sure you're ready for some changes, because, change equals change. So we've got to change up some of those habits around your stress, your sleep, your hydration, your weight management, your surroundings. All of those things play a role. People don't think about that when they're wanting to lose weight. They're just thinking about getting that scale moving. But what they're not realizing is that it's really those external factors that play a role in all of your decision making. And think about stress eating. Boredom eating, nighttime eating, these are all emotional. And so until you learn to manage your emotions, you're really not going to manage your weight. I covered the first component, which is the health coach, and then there's the education, the habit development. The third component is our community. So we actually have a private Facebook page of over 4,000 people all over the country. So this is a business without walls. I have clients in California, Texas, Delaware, of course, which is awesome, Ohio, Indiana, New York, everywhere. And so everybody is playing the page, and it's just a positive, upbeat environment. And what a great time to have that, because with what happened back in March, to now, we've gone months of having to figure out how to feel like we're in a community. And so we already had this in place, so I have not been impacted, fortunately, by the pandemic. In fact, my business has gotten bigger.
You're a beacon of help and someone to turn to when people are stuck in their house and they're just focusing on negativity and all this stuff. You're offering light at the end of the tunnel of, might as well use this time to transform yourself. And it's not just taking an hour out of your day, it's a whole lifestyle change. And I'm glad you brought up habits, because I'm just so obsessed with changing habits, and they take 6 to 8 weeks to create a new habit. So this isn't something and that's why people, I feel, fall short in the gym, is because they'll go for a couple of weeks, they're not getting the result, they're not getting the scale moved. But you're talking bigger. You're like, okay, let's dive deep into your habits and change them, and get you a community where you can back ideas and all these things that are going through your head off of. That's awesome.
Exactly. And I'll finish with the fourth component, which is our easy structured nutrition plan. So the thing is, most people, when they're looking at weight loss, they're going about it in reverse. What we want to do first is get the weight off and then go be more active. Once you've got some of that weight off of your joints, then go start running, then go start doing the high intensity stuff. But when you've got 20, 30, 40, 80 pounds hanging out on your frame, you're putting a lot of stress on your body when you're over exercising. And so through our easy structured nutrition plan, which is designed to get your body into a gentle fat burn by day 4, you're getting those weight loss results, which brings your confidence up. You feel better. You've got more energy. So now let's start bringing in some more motion. And so that's kind of the process. And, some of the people, here's the other thing I love is some people don't like to work out. They want to be in shape, they want to be healthy, but they're just not gym people. And so I wanted an opportunity to serve those people as well. Even though I am an athlete, you won't find me sitting on my couch much, but, I want to be able to serve all. I want to serve people who have arthritis. I want to serve people who have diabetes. I want to serve people who are, an older population. Maybe they have some mobility issues. They still deserve their health. And I really feel like this program, there's no one that I can't help.
Wow, Molly, this is so great because I was actually gearing my next question into where does this fall in line with maybe someone that's moving here or they're watching this in their house right now, and with everything going on, they don't want to get out of their house and go into these gyms and all this stuff. And there's just a lot of fear-based staying in my house, feeling bad or struggling with pain, and which what I'm learning is a lot of pain is caused by stress and fear and that negative emotion. So by breaking out of that, by hearing somebody say, look, you don't even have to leave your house. Like, let's start small. I'll walk you through the process. And from there, it turns into this whole lifestyle change where you can walk away from some of these discomforts and stuff going on.
And I wanted to add too, Molly, like this isn't a diet, it's a lifestyle change, like he said. So, I wanted to kind of let everyone know that this isn't just like a 30-day diet, what you're doing.
Correct. Right. Yeah. We start people, we have several programs depending on what your needs are and what profile, you fit. I work with more athletic people, but I also work with sedentary people. And so those would be separate programs, right? So we start off with an easy structured plan because if it's hard, people stop. So we want to make it easy. We make it very easy. We lay it all out for you. We give you a supportive community. And then once you graduate off of the weight loss nutrition plan, we start to increase your calories and bring you more into a maintenance type plan, which incorporates all food groups. Wow. Because we do believe that fueling the human body with all of the food groups is essential.
Man, that's good stuff. Now, I might be stepping into uncharted territory, but I'm going to bring up Daisy's experience. And she didn't know I was going to do this, but she has, when she was a little younger, she was told that, she had some autoimmune things going on. And it seemed like when she focused on not doing anything or not being active or not eating right, a lot of those things kind of caused more inflammation and stuff, right? So do you want to share a little bit about how all of a sudden you turned from maybe what you ate and your health practices and your exercise?
Yeah, so it kind of goes back to the lifestyle change, and the food that you're fueling your body with. They told me I was going to be on medication for the rest of my life, and that didn't sit well, with me. So basically looked at everything that we ate, and
we went through the whole cabinets and just threw out all the high fructose corn syrup and sugar. Slowly
cut out everything that was making me sick, and within a year, like I was no medication. It's great.
But now without exercise and stuff, though, you started experiencing pain and stuff again. So you realized that you needed to continue that lifestyle and continue diet and exercise. And by having someone like yourself, a coach that keeps you in that corner, you help with that. Yeah. So that's cool.
Yes. Well, Daisy, congratulations on taking action. I mean, so many people don't do the research, they stay miserable. And that's heartbreaking, because there's so much you can do with nutrition, as you learned for yourself, reducing that inflammation. And, there's stuff out there. High fructose corn syrup, it is not good.
Everything.
Yeah, it's in everything. Holy cow, I couldn't.
Yeah, you got to watch that.
Okay, so Molly, this is awesome. And we just really wanted to bring somebody listening or somebody moving to the area a way that they can be influenced or better their lives. And this is I can't even think of something better. So now that you're here in the 302 area and you've kind of adopted the whole 302 lifestyle, how has the 302 kind of impacted your life? And what are some of your favorite things to do around the area?
Yeah. So obviously we love going down to the beach. We like Fenwick a lot because it tends to be pretty quiet, down there. So we hit that up a lot in peak summer. Now, we had lived here for 6 months and then we were locked down. So I'm going to say it's been a little bit unfair in the regard that I haven't had a lot of time to really explore the wonderful areas around here. But I will say this, John and I love food. He's a wine collector. We like to be outside. So as far as food goes, we've got some favorite restaurants that we like. Of course, Mango's in Bethany Beach. That's the first place we ate when we came here. The food's great. And, one great thing is all my clients can go there and get a meal that's on their plan. So it's easy to navigate through their menu and find something that's healthy to eat. Plus the scenery there, looking out at the water's great. Another restaurant that we like is 1776 up in Rehoboth.
Oh,
if you want a really good steak, good wine, great place to go to. And then we actually live right outside of Assawoman Park. We're very fortunate that we can literally just ride our bike right outside the neighborhood and be in the park. So we've kind of got that nice little sanctuary there. And I'm going to, keep quiet about it because not many people know about it that are visitors to the area. It's kind of like I think that maybe just more of the locals know about it. So
yeah, keep that stuff quiet. But I think that's what's so nice about this area. There's so many things to do and see and go eat. And cool. What is that changing topics here a little bit? What is one of your biggest mistakes in being in business in the coaching world?
Not starting soon enough.
That's a good advice for just about anything.
just jump right in.
Jump right in.
If you have a thought.
Yeah. And it was, I just didn't know about it. It was just lack of not knowing about the opportunity. So part of my job is to make sure that people know, that there's an opportunity to become a successful client or come into this just as a coach who wants to help others. A lot of my coaches are successful clients who stepped into our coaching community. So I just didn't know about this opportunity prior to 3 years ago. I wish I had.
And Molly, what's your advice on living, working, being married, raising a family? We had a lot of people here that kind of feel like they're trapped in their house or something. What's kind of my advice for people that are kind of having a life in the house with kids and a husband and all that stuff?
Oh boy.
It's a big one, huh? I just opened the can of worms.
Well, I have to say I'm so fortunate because I have one of my kids in college and one kid out of college. So they're not in the house. I only have one child at home. She's 16 and she's extremely self-driven. And I don't know how I would handle it if my kids were young and we were going through this. I know I would find a way, but boy, you really have to, communicate well with your family because, you've got parents trying to work and then kids trying to do school, and you have to have your own areas of the house where you can have your quiet time. For me personally, I get up early. I get a lot of stuff done before anybody wakes up. That's kind of my golden hour. So that's what centers me and gives me a good jump start to my day, is just that get up before everybody else and, get get your stuff done, get your list for the day made, write down what's important. But I think overall, just surviving this kind of thing, good communication with your family, take up something together. You've got lots of opportunity to spend time together with your family. So if you haven't figured out what to do together, then go do that now.
Love it. Good, Molly. And just before we get to the lightning round, if you want to get a hold of Molly and start down some type of journey or just ask questions, we're going to put all the links below, guys. Molly McKennedy on Facebook. Her email address will be down below and her phone number as well. If you guys want to reach out to her, just wanted to plug that in there. So we will get you guys hooked up with her. And lightning round, here we go. So what is the best book, tool, or software that you found, and why?
I'll have to say the Life book, because it's the book that helps me and all of my clients become the dominant force in their life. It's the educational component that I have with the program that I coach. So cool. If you want to know how to be the leader in your life, that's the book you need.
The Life book.
The Life book. All right. Like it. Yeah. And what is the biggest myth about being a coach, and the truth about that?
The biggest myth. Wow, that's a little bit of a stumper. Maybe I think maybe that people think that they're going to gain some, I like to motivate people, but they have to be internally motivated. I cannot give that to somebody. And so maybe there's a little preconception around the fact that I'm going to be, pushing you. It's really, this is autonomy supportive. So when people reach out, they have to be ready to make a change, and they have to be willing to change. I have all the tools for you, but I can't do it for you.
So I guess that you're going to be the person that gives you that motivation or something. And that's,
and I can help you climb your way back out of a hole. No problem. We'll have conversations. I mean, I love doing that stuff. It's just, you do have to be internally motivated to make change. And you have to really understand what your reason why is. I always tell my friends, my clients, what's your why? Tell me what that is, write it on a sticky note and slap it on your bathroom mirror, because you're going to be looking at that reason why the whole time you're going through this process.
Well, you were stumped. That was a perfect answer. Did you have something to say?
No.
Okay. And here we go. What is one question I should have asked, and what's your answer?
Oh, no. One question. Oh, okay. You could have asked me, have I ever lived in another country?
Have you
ever lived in another country?
I have. I actually am a dual citizen. I'm a Canadian citizen and a U.S. citizen.
Wow, I didn't hear any of the, what do they say?
Dual citizenship?
A?
Oh, A? Yeah. Well, I'm born and raised American. We moved to Canada, I was probably about 28. We lived there for about a decade and then moved to the Baltimore area about 5 years ago.
Okay. Yeah, if I had to guess, I didn't know anything, I would say like Baltimore. Okay, cool. All right. So guys, if you were trying to have a 302 lifestyle, what a better person than Molly McKennedy, sorry. Molly McKennedy, and get in touch with her. All of her information is going to be down below. And in the meantime, live that 302 lifestyle, guys. Thank you.
Thanks so much.
Wish you could spend more time having fun and less time with chores? Go to 302beachtalk.com to get $20 off a home cleaning. You'll be entered to win a completely free cleaning. Eat, play, serve. Sponsored by That Guy with a Broom.